Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Chris coming at you with another episode to the Beautiful Struggle podcast. And this is episode number 75, where we talk about personal development and business all in one podcast. And on top of that, we drop a new episode every single Monday of the week. So go ahead and subscribe and tune into the podcast. And if you guys can also do me a huge favor, as you guys know, I don't charge for this podcast. My guest today didn't charge me for his time. We're coming on here. We want to add value to y'all. So if you can do me a huge favor and share this podcast with one other person that may have never heard this podcast before, that's all I ask, and we would truly appreciate that. With that being said, we have another young entrepreneur on the podcast. I've actually been following him for a couple years now, and he's really killing it in his industry. Just a little bit about my guest. He's an e-commerce expert. He's built multiple successful e-commerce stores. He owns a YouTube channel that teaches you how to make money in e-commerce and how to make money online. And I'm sure there's some other businesses that he's into right now that we don't know about. But welcome, Malik, aka Overseas Drip. How you doing, bro?
Hey, I'm doing well. It's been a weird, wild year so far, but I'm
Okay.
really excited to get through this podcast. And I love what you're doing, interviewing all these top entrepreneurs in a
Mhm.
whole bunch of different industries and backgrounds and personalities. So I'm happy to be a part of that today.
Absolutely. Yeah, before we jump into it, man, I'm super curious. Those that have been following Malik for a little bit, you guys know that he loves to travel. So personally, man, I'm curious, where is your favorite place that you've been, and what's like your dream destination or the next place that you want to go to?
Yeah, so if you guys don't know, I love traveling. I recently just started traveling like 2 years ago.
Hmm.
Before that, I was in school and I was working a job and things like that. But ever since I've started my businesses and have a lot more free time, I've been able to travel around the world from Dubai to Thailand to Toronto. There's a whole bunch of other places like London. I'm from Ghana. I
Hmm.
went back over there too, but if I had to pick which place was my favorite, I would say Thailand just because I had the full experience. It's
Hmm.
completely different from any other place I've been to. I've been living in the United States for a very long time, and Thailand to me was their culture was very humbling.
Hmm.
It's really chill out there. Whenever I went out there, you can get a hotel for about $800. That's like huge, like a house or Airbnb
Wow.
type of deal. So just starting from there, and then getting to see the elephants, talking to the people over there, going on ships and boats, going through different islands. The food was great too. I think Thailand was definitely one of my favorite places. If
Dope.
I had to choose a place to my dream place, I would say Japan.
Mm.
I don't know if you guys don't know, but I think around February, closer to the end of this month, they are going to open up Nintendo World. So I kind of
Mm.
want to, have that full
Yeah,
experience over there with
I
that.
I heard that. I actually been to Japan myself.
Oh, you
And
have? Okay.
yeah, just like how you were mentioning Thailand, it's just a completely different world. Kind of similar to Thailand. They're super humble out there. I
Yeah.
think when you go, something that you'll notice is everything is just so clean out there. It's just you
Mm.
won't see any trash, debris on the floor. It's just super clean. The amount of attention to detail they put into their craft and what they do in everyday life is just next level compared to America.
Oh yeah. Shoot. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
I heard
crazy.
that they have a new strain out there with the corona. Is that true?
Yeah,
Or
I honestly, I'm not too sure. I did hear that.
yeah.
I
Shoot,
also
that's
heard it was like in Australia as well or something like that. I could be wrong,
that's really
but
yeah. I mean, they got a lot of things going on in Japan for sure. I mean, like the Olympics is coming up. I mean,
hmm
that's pretty big. I don't know if they're gonna go through with that. But Japan is like my top dream place. I mean,
yeah.
they got so much stuff out there.
I want to go back because honestly, I only spent like 3 days out there, and that was not enough at all. I want to go back with my wife
Damn, 3 days.
and Yeah, it was only 3 days, but I want to go back for at least a week, man. It's just so
Yeah.
much to see out there for sure. But you brought up the Olympics. That's going to be interesting because if they don't pull through with it, man, that's a lot of money lost. Um,
Yeah, facts.
so it's going to be very interesting how that plays out. If they kind of put brush things under the rugs and say we're good, come to Japan. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah, I mean, we just got to have a positive outlook on all this. I mean,
Absolutely.
like the Olympics is like one of those times where the whole world comes together, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like at a time like this, I feel like the corona and, the pandemic and people losing jobs and, I just think it's a great opportunity for Japan to do that, lay it out
Hmm.
on the table to say, hey, like, we can go through with this, especially, with the protocols and all that stuff, that's going
Hmm.
to have to be in play and it's going to be a factor. But I definitely do think it's going to happen, sooner or
Okay.
later.
Yeah.
I think I heard that it's going to be like maybe 2022, if not this year. So,
Mhm.
um, it's going to be fun and we'll see.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, with the vaccines and whatnot, a lot more people are taking them. So I'm sure there's
Yep.
going to be
Yep.
some type of requirement. If you want to join the Olympics, you probably have to get this done. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
so all right, man. I mean, I like to start off the podcast with like your background and you growing up in school. You mentioned, are you originally from Texas or?
Yeah, so I'm
Okay,
originally born in Fort Worth. And it's not a small town, but it's a little bit country. So
gotcha.
Fort Worth, Texas, the neighboring, if you guys don't know, Dallas, Texas, probably you guys know about that city, but it's pretty close. I grew up there. My parents are actually from Ghana.
Mm-hmm.
So I have African descent
Dope.
in me. Like I said, I went back to Ghana, a couple months back. It was pretty fun. Like I said, it was a great experience seeing my family and my cousins. But as far as like me growing up, I went to high school and I was mostly a sports athlete.
Mm,
Growing up, I wasn't really like a business guy. I wasn't really like the guy to chase money or anything like that. I just was full on grind mode as an athlete. And I ran track and field in high school. I played a little bit of basketball. But whenever I was getting into college, track and field was like my number one thing that I was good at. And so, I was breaking records in high school and then that
mm,
transitioned into college NCAA sports. And, I had a great experience during my 4 years and I learned a lot, running the track and field sport. It teaches you a whole bunch of things such as dedication, hard work, grind mode 24/7, improving yourself every single day. So for me, that like after my career as an athlete in college, um, I started seeing different things such as like businesses that
mm,
I wanted to get into. And specifically it was e-commerce. I was like literally the first thing that came into my life, especially when I was seeing all these ads popping up. Like y'all see YouTube
mm-hmm.
ads every time. Like they
Right.
just say, hey, do you want to make money online? This and this and that. And so that's when it kind of started. And then at that time, I was also working a job. During that time, whenever I was working my job, I just started from the ground. From the ground, I just
Mm-hmm.
started building my e-commerce businesses. I was dibbling, dabbling, learning new things along the way. I was losing money. I was making a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
money here and there. But like I said, the athlete part of me is one of the things that I really am blessed to have in my life because that definitely helped get to the point where I am today as far as like
Mm,
keeping going and not giving up. Um,
yeah.
for a lot of people that get into e-commerce, you got to spend money. It's people
Yeah.
that run Facebook ads, they lose a lot of money. When people spend on influencers, whenever they want to build their website, you lose a lot of money during these times. And so for me, like I said, the things that helped me was to keep going, grind every single day, so I can get to the point where I am at today. And that's really like my background, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really like special or like, I was poor or anything like that.
Yeah.
I had
I
a, I
heard
had a,
that.
I had a good, great family. I mean, my dad was a mechanic. My
Mm,
mom, she was, she worked at a restaurant, but we had some money growing up. But mostly for me, I didn't really rely on my parents or, anybody to invest my money in. So, I mean, as far as that aspect, I did have to start from the bottom, but,
Hmm.
nothing crazy like going from zero to
Yeah.
crazy, crazy numbers
Yeah,
and things like
I
that.
heard
But
that. So while
yeah.
you're working your job and you're working on your e-commerce business, did you ever like plan for it to really explode? Did you know like, okay, I want to be an entrepreneur. This is what I want to do. What was like your mindset, like transitioning from
Yeah.
the job into entrepreneurship?
Yeah, so it was definitely different. I am not gonna lie, I was working on my business at my job at the same
Yeah,
time. And like sometimes you just gotta, grind. Like that's how bad I wanted it. And
I heard
I
that.
would have nights where I was like staying up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m., just building up my website, doing product research. But as far as like me working, I wasn't satisfied at that point in my life.
Mm,
Whenever I went to college, I had good grades. I mean, I won a couple championships as an athlete. And then I had a great career job that was set up for the future. But
mm,
some told me I just wasn't like satisfied, man. I just felt like I could do more. And, with the skills that I have, I definitely could, make more money. I just didn't want to build somebody else's dreams. I wanted to build my own
mm.
dreams. And so as far as like me, working and everything, I just couldn't see that in the future. And, e-commerce was like my gateway to that.
Yeah, that's funny that you mentioned that you were working on your business at work because I vividly remember those
Yeah.
days when I was working retail, and when you work retail, you get like if you work full time, you get an hour lunch. So hour lunch hit, I would smash my food like in 8 7 minutes. Literally, I knew how long it would take. Then I go
Yeah.
outside and just like take my computer out there, hop on calls for the rest of the hour, and then go back to work. When I was on my break, doing what I can for the 15 minutes and then go back to work. So I
Man,
feel
that's
that,
a lot. Yeah,
man.
yeah, that's a lot, man. And the thing is, bro, like whenever I started e-commerce, like I had pretty good success just because like my background, I was in web design, I
Mm,
was in marketing and things like that. So that kind of helped me, propelled my gains a lot faster. And so like whenever I started gaining success after a year, I just felt like I needed to not necessarily teach it, but I just needed to share, the things that I
share the
learned
game.
along the way. And then that kind of led me into my YouTube channel. Right now it's called the Ecom Labs right now. We
Yep,
have a
yep.
great group of community in there. And, a lot of people want to, find success within Shopify dropshipping. But,
Mm-hmm,
but a funny story is that like I started YouTube back in 2017, right?
mm-hmm,
And so at that time, Shopify wasn't really that big. If you don't know what Shopify is, it's basically a platform where you can host your website and sell products on there. Right. So back in
mm-hmm,
2017, that thing like Shopify was just starting to pop off. Obviously,
mm-hmm,
like people were using Shopify in the past, but 2017, when I started YouTube, that's when it started like exponentially growing every single year. And so you know how like AMC and GameStop is like
yeah,
very popular right now. And then so everyone
hyped
is
up.
like talking about stocks and things like that. The crazy thing is, bro, if I would have invested in Shopify when I started YouTube, I would be like a millionaire, like
Mm,
easily a millionaire, man. Cause I looked back at the stocks, bro, it was like $60, $50. If you go back on stock like Robinhood and you check out the stocks for Shopify, it's over
mm-hmm.
$1,000 now.
I
And
didn't
so
know
it's
that.
like, yeah, yeah. So it's pretty crazy how like the trajectory of e-commerce has grown over the
Yeah.
years, especially as my time learning, new things along the way, having mistakes, going through pitfalls, making some major gains,
Mm-hmm,
and things like that. It's really interesting to see the growth of
mm-hmm.
e-commerce while I've been learning and improving my skills and, making money, you know, that's the thing that's really been interesting for me the
Yeah.
last couple of years.
No, that's funny that you mentioned your YouTube videos in 2017 because I think around 2018 is when I started watching your videos. And
Yeah.
around that time, like you said, it was kind of becoming popular. A lot of other people were making videos and becoming really popular off these videos. But
Yep.
I kind of gravitated to your channel because it just seemed more authentic and real. I seen that you had posted recently, or a while ago, results over Clout. And when I
Yeah.
seen it, I was like, man, that's the truth with this guy, because I'm telling you, back in the days when I would watch his videos, I just felt like it was real and authentic, and you guys weren't hiding anything from us. Like, you was really trying to, you were wanting us to win, you know?
Yeah, bro. Like it's for me results over clout. Like a lot of people that get into YouTube, it's all about the clout. They
Yeah.
want to show all these big numbers. I mean, most of the people that show like those, like the flexing and all that, like they don't really show what's really going on behind the scenes. Like how much are
Mm-hmm.
you actually making throughout, your profits or your
Yeah.
revenue. I mean, and so for me, like whenever I say results over clout, it's like um I'm the type of guy that just works in silence. I don't have to
Yeah.
post my numbers on Instagram
Right.
every single day. I don't have to go on YouTube and start, flexing and things like that. I know what I'm capable of. I know how much money I make. And
Mm-hmm.
so at the end of the day, like this is the thing that a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with is, they kind of put on an image on the internet, and then now they got to keep up that lifestyle. They got to keep up that
Yeah.
image every single day. And then they start thinking about what other people think of them, and then they
Mm-hmm.
start comparing themselves to other people. And so for me, I just like staying in my own lane. I like to just like just like be not really stick to myself, but like um, it's just more of like I just do better working in silence and just
Yeah.
grinding on
Yeah.
grind mode 24/7. And it's not necessarily like I'll make more money, off my YouTube or my Instagram. It's just like I make money actually doing e-commerce. You know what I mean? So I don't
Mm-hmm.
really need to do anything else. I don't
Yeah.
need to really post anything just to like sell courses or
Mm-hmm.
make more money off of YouTube and things like that. So
Yeah,
that's
because
just the story behind the results over cloud, man.
no, I heard that, and it's like
Yeah,
a lot of these people are posting, what they're making off of GameStop, or what they're making,
yeah,
whatever, in the real estate market. And what you're saying is true. Is like they're only posting the wins, but they probably didn't post the three
the
L's they
L's,
took
man. Yeah,
after GameStop or whatever.
yeah,
Nobody's posting the L's.
yeah, and
Yeah,
then
go ahead.
other people will see those big numbers, and then now you see everyone hopping onto AMC, hopping into GameStop, and then they get
And
in at
losing
a
money.
late, yeah, and then they start losing money. I've seen it. Like I've been, watching social media for the last couple of days, and a lot of people has been losing money, losing houses. It's just crazy, bro. Like
Yeah, it's
it's just
insane.
all hype.
I'm in
Yeah,
a couple investing Discord rooms, and you
yeah,
see a flood of new people that come in, and again they hear about GameStop, they put their money in, they don't do their due diligence and their research, and study, and they just again lose all this money. It's absolutely craziness.
yeah,
Um,
bro. Yeah, research, like you said it best, bro. Like for me, like if I had to say what was my most success, bro, it's really like research and having the willingness to learn. Um, whether you're going to go out there, like a lot of people that start e-commerce
mhm.
specifically, they don't really do their research. Most of the
Yeah.
time they want to, pick out a product they think it's going to do right, and then they try to gamble and put a lot of money into Facebook ads or
Mm.
Instagram or whatever and start building up their store, thinking they're going to make some sales. But do you truly believe in that business that you're actually working on? Right? Do
Mm.
you truly believe that are you in it for the long haul, or are you in it for the short run? And so that's where a lot of people definitely fail in e-commerce, because they don't do the proper research. They don't do the extra amount of work so that customers can, buy your product, right? Because at the end of the day, like you can have, the product, you can have a website, you can have a Facebook ad account, but are you truly in there to make that customer happy? You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like, are you truly there to, or are you there to like just make money for yourself? And so
Mm-hmm.
you definitely have to not be selfish in e-commerce and really be willing to learn from other people, whether it's, myself, maybe watch a couple of YouTube videos,
Mm-hmm.
read blogs. Like when I first started, I had to do everything I can. Like I said, to read blogs. I had
Yeah.
to test out products. I had to, talk to engage with other influencers, like network and, do the extra things that's actually going to put yourself and set yourself up in the future so you can be successful. Because if you don't do that, like you're just gonna fall back.
Yeah.
So
I heard that. So I know we got a couple more minutes. I
yeah.
wanted to give some recommendations for the audience out there, for the beginners. You gave some really good pointers right now. For the people that are looking to jump into e-commerce because they see it's a booming business, they see that a lot of businesses are going online.
Hmm.
What would be some practical steps that you would recommend to start a brand, right? If people are wondering, I have no idea where to start. Should they start with a specific industry? Should they start with something that they love doing? Where's a good starting point for these people out there?
Yeah, so that's a great question, man. So I always, whenever someone asks me, the first thing I always say is go with something that you're not gonna get tired of. Because
Mm.
let's say it doesn't work out a month from now, you're gonna lose interest. Like that's just the nature of the game. So I always tell people to go with their passion from number one, and then number two, ask yourself, is this passion going to make you money? Because obviously, like art, I mean, you can make some money in that, but you can't make as much money as if you were in the tech industry, right?
Mm.
So you can have, I know there's a lot of people that have different types of passions. And so what you want to do is lay out and say, okay, what am I passionate about? Is that passion going to make me money, like a lot of money in the future, so I can, at least sustain myself and provide for my family, right? And so like whenever you start your e-commerce store, you obviously want to start with a website platform. I usually recommend Shopify.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to see a lot of different website platforms pop up, like Wix or
Squarespace.
BigCommerce and things like that, or Squarespace. But Shopify is one of those platforms. Like I said, it in the stock market, it was worth a little bit, and now it's taken
Yeah.
over the whole e-commerce industry. So Shopify, in my opinion, is the best platform to start. But as far as like investing your money into e-commerce, I would at least start off with Instagram.
Mm.
Instagram is like the wave right now. It's a really low startup cost instead of starting with Facebook ads, where you're gonna have to spend thousands of dollars
Mm-hmm.
in Facebook ads so that you can get some success. But the main thing that to actually set yourself up for success is you want to have data. Data
Mm.
is one of the most important things for your e-commerce store. And so whether you're getting free traffic through Instagram influencers, or you're inviting your Facebook friends to your website, whether you're using SEO for, you create blogs for your website, or you even get into Facebook groups, or,
Mm-hmm.
you start your own YouTube channel or something like that. Free traffic to your website and having data is going to set you up in the long run so you can be successful. Because if you hop into Facebook ads with no data, no traffic, Facebook isn't going to know how to target, the people for
Mm-hmm.
your products. They're not going to know who your buyers are. And so you definitely need data for your website. And that's on the low end, like the low startup cost. But if you want to get in, if you have, a little bit more capital to start, I highly recommend getting into Facebook ads. A lot of people always ask me, like, how much do I need to have in order to start Facebook ads? Because Facebook ads literally can scale your business to thousands to
Mm-hmm.
millions of dollars. And so I always say, like, at least have $1,000 to start, and don't get into Facebook ads like thinking you're going to make money from day one. That's not really, that's like 0% chance that's going to happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
You
Right.
got to get it. You got to go into that business level. You got to go into Facebook ads, with your mind not tied into the money. Things are going to go up, things are going to go down. And, a lot of people that start off with $5 a day, let's say you start a campaign on Facebook, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of viewers that don't know about Facebook ads, but basically Facebook ads, you create a campaign,
Mm-hmm.
you create a picture, a video with a little ad text, you're promoting your product on the Facebook platform. That's basically what Facebook ads is. And those platforms are Facebook and Instagram. And
Mm-hmm.
so a lot of people, they start off with $5 a day, and you got to understand that Facebook is there to make money. Okay. So you can't expect to spend $5 a day and expect to make sales
Right.
like crazy amount of sales. The more money that you put in, the more money that you're going to make. But that's not always the case. But at the end of the day, like if you find success in the future, like let's say you start off with $5 a day, okay, then you bump up to $10 a day, and you find success in a product that works, then you can start bumping up, then you can start seeing some results and some gains. But a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people, they get into Facebook ads, they run $5 a day, they have the product, and then they quit. Like it's really, you gotta really like take the time to perfect your craft. And like
Mm-hmm.
for myself, I wasn't perfect when I first started. I had to, like I said, go on Facebook and take their course. Like they have a Facebook advertising course that a lot of people don't know about. And you can literally learn from the platform itself so that they can teach you the right way to be successful in Facebook ads. That's just a recommendation I can bring.
Mm-hmm.
And also you can talk to influencers. There's been influencers that have been in the game for a long time in their industry, so they're really they're perfected in their industry. So you can ask them, let's say you go up to a person that in the wave industry, there's people
Mm-hmm.
that the do-rags,
Yeah.
wave caps and things like that, for
Mm-hmm.
example. Those guys are professionals in their industry on how to get waves. Okay, cool. So what you can ask that person, hey, like what products in the wave industry, do well? It's as simple as that. And you
Mm-hmm.
do that, you go find those products, you add to your store, and you set yourself up basically. Now you're not going on AliExpress or Amazon randomly just picking random products, right? You
Mm-hmm.
have to at least set yourself up and have a chance so that you can at least propel yourself in the future, right? To me, that's like the biggest advice that I can give, especially when they start off with e-commerce, man, is
Yeah.
like you got to set yourself up for success. And that's why I always, whenever I post my videos, I put out, different methods for product research. There's not one perfect way
Mm-hmm.
to do product research. The more that you know, the better, right?
Yeah.
You might find a product one day scrolling on Twitter, or you might find a product on TikTok that goes
TikTok.
viral, or you might find a product on a Facebook ad that scroll through Facebook or whatever. Or you might go to
Mm-hmm.
Walmart and see a product that a lot of people are buying, and they're crowded on the shelf. Like for example, Valentine's Day, you're going to see a whole bunch of products
Yeah.
at Walmart that people are selling. So
Yeah.
you just got to, like I said, you just got to think at a high level, and just set yourself up for success in the future.
He just broke it down for y'all, man. He just broke it down for
Yeah.
y'all. He's got a ton of knowledge. I know we're running short on time. We're gonna cut this podcast shorter today. He's got a YouTube channel called the Ecom Lab where he teaches y'all about how to make money online and how to get into e-commerce and how to get into this industry and be successful. So you guys definitely want to go check him out. Um, Man, before we go, we can start wrapping this thing up. I always have my guests leave the audience with one last piece of advice. I know you just went crazy right now, and you broke
Yeah.
you broke it all down. But if you
Yeah.
can give them just one last piece of advice, and we can end it on that note.
All right. So one thing that I've been learning lately that's been
Mm,
helping me out is patience
mm,
and time priority, like prioritizing your time. So starting off with patience, bro, like um, you don't build a business overnight. Like
right.
you look at Amazon, you look at Microsoft, Apple, those guys. Amazon started as a bookstore, and now look
Mm-hmm.
at them. They have one of the biggest shares in the whole industry. And so like you got to be really patient, especially in any business that you do, so that you can have a level headed in knowing that, okay, I can accomplish these goals that you set yourself up, right? If you don't have the patience, and you're just short tempered, or you just can't like, or you give up or something like that, it's going to be a really tough path for you to really get through it, because there's going to be ups and downs. Like I said, there's going to be obstacles you got to go through.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to God works in mysterious ways. At the end of the day, he's going to put yourself in the best position, if you just stay patient and, you guide yourself through those ropes. But
Mm-hmm.
as far as like time prioritization, that's really big for me, because sometimes I'll catch myself just being on
Yeah.
Twitter
Yep.
or Instagram, or just watching hours of YouTube videos. You definitely, like, one thing that, like I said, that's been helping me is like just have a time block, have a schedule for yourself. And also like having an atmosphere around you. Like, let's say I'm
Mm-hmm.
watching some videos about like business, like in the morning, like that kind of motivates me to
Yeah.
like, my day, to like accomplish the things that I need to do for the day. If I'm starting the day, watching like, rap videos, or just
Mm-hmm.
like, party videos or whatever. I don't know what people
Yeah.
watch, but like, that's not going to really set yourself up. Like, it starts from the time that you wake up. How are you going to set yourself up for today so that you can be successful at the end of the week, right?
Mm.
And it's all about consistency throughout that time. And so if you can prioritize your time and be patient within that time that you're given, because like I said, you might not be here tomorrow, but you just got to make do whatever you can during the time that you have on this earth, so that you can be successful and make yourself happy and make your family happy. And I think you'll be all right. That's, for me, that's what
Mm-hmm.
I've been focusing on lately. I've been grinding every single day, trying to increase my wealth, increase the knowledge that I have, learning from other people, because I don't know everything. So I
Mm-hmm.
just want to be better every single day, have that Mamba mentality, and
Yep.
you just got to grind.
Man, I love that. I love that. Where can people find you? Where can people reach out to you if they have any questions? Let the people know. And I'll definitely leave the links to everything in the description of this podcast.
Yeah, so I have a YouTube channel. Currently,
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing a free course on my channel. Everything I do on my channel is like free mostly. So you guys can catch me on the Ecom Lab on YouTube. If you want to follow me on Instagram or ask me questions on there, my Instagram handle is overseas drip. And those are the two places that you can find me. That's mostly where I'm at. So
Got you, got you, got you. A lot of great information, man. We might have to run it back for a part two in the future.
yeah, yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
yeah, I really
I
appreciate
know
your.
we've been
Yeah,
both busy and things like that. So
yeah, yeah.
I just
So
wanted to come on and just drop as much value as I can, bro.
you definitely did. You definitely did. I think people can really replay this thing and dissect it and dissect
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
said and do their own research and expand on it. And that's what we're here to do. Give you a little bit of the education that we've learned, and you guys go out and do your own research, right, and apply it. So, man, with that being said, I really appreciate your time, and it's your boy Chris, and I'll catch you guys next week. Peace.